Okay, this is the store. We're not gonna be able to take all of our stuff. It's kind of sad, but I mean, it is what it is. We're gonna have to leave this stuff behind. This is the second time I done had to leave our stuff behind. Some of these clothes and stuff we're not gonna be able to take. I'm just gonna try to look for my robe and my mom's blanket. This is my mom's blanket. I definitely came back for this.
Number 30.
So I got my mom's blanket and we're gonna get the rest what we can because we don't really have a car to get anywhere, and the rest is gonna be somebody's treasure. I tried to sell it, but it was hard to meet somebody everywhere we go, you know. We just hopefully can get everything new, but I promise I'm gonna make this the last time because we can't do this anymore. Okay, let's try to adjust your stroller. But you can't run out of here, okay? I'm gonna try to find my robe and a few of the clothes to get so we can go for next journey. Wait. Let me adjust the stroller. Can I see the stroller, Papa? Y'all, it's so hard and hurtful that we about to leave some stuff behind. And I know it's probably not much, but it's just something that I will started, like a TV, a bed, mattress, blankets, box of stuff. And it's like, we're really about to start all over. But I promise this will be our final. We won't have to struggle anymore once we do our next plan. So let me go ahead and find what little stuff that I can take with us.
You got potential. You got potential. Write it out for me. Tell me, baby, will you slide for me? Eat the Glock 40.
Inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom, or manually inflate it by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. A water-activated...
Okay, y'all, so y'all can see here Jesiah, I got him a little tablet. He did Stone Wonderful on the airplane. Y'all, the hassle we went through getting on the airplane, we almost missed our flight, okay? We were the last ones to board. However, God made a way. That was the devil and the enemy trying to attack to stop him from getting to our blessing. So after we had got on that airport, unfortunately, since we boarded late, I had to carry his giant car seat with me and go through the whole process of checking in, even though we had wheelchair assistance on our airfare or on our boarding ticket. So we couldn't even get that done. So after that, we flew for a good 2.5 hours and we landed in ATL. We have 40 minutes to board onto our next flight. By the time we got off the flight from our original flight from back home in California, we was all the way in the back. Okay, so by the time we boarded off that plane, we had 20 minutes to get to our next flight. And y'all, we had to catch a train. And it was just a journey to get to the next flight, just to get to that airport in ATL. And ATL told us that we missed our flight. So I knew the devil was working, but I took a deep breath. They put us on the next flight that was coming in the next hour and a half. And I took that time to just, use the restroom, get my son changed, and basically get some breakfast. And after that, we had to literally go all the way back from where we just came from because our next flight was literally where we first landed in ATL on our first flight, if that makes sense. So it was just a lot. So literally before we had to hop on a train basically for no reason, just to miss our flight, just to put us on the next flight, which took us back to where we already was. So we technically didn't even have to hop on no train. But yeah. That was just the devil, y'all. This is the car seat. I had bought a bag for it, which I might link below. Got it from Amazon for $25, and it goes in your backpack. I just put it on the stroller because it's easier for me to carry it. And yeah, and this is just the Hartford Airport of Atlanta. I just want to show you guys how it looks, and it's really, really big. And it just looked very like, look how nice. Like, it's just so different. Look very different, a little modern. And that's the ceiling at the top. Some people were very rude and just said, hey, can I get by? Because they were trying to get to their airports and they didn't want to wait for me with the baby on the stroller. But I was just like, whatever. I'm just not going to let the devil attack me to my blessing. And yeah, from here, we just went ahead and wait to go to our next flight and go to New York. And after that, we will head our way down to PATH so we can get assistance. Actually, no, I take that back. We didn't go straight to PATH. We actually ended up getting a hotel for a couple of days, and then we went to PATH. Because after the long flight, we flew overnight. So we flew overnight. This was going on around, I would say, 4 in the morning. But the time switched. So 4 or 5, it was technically 6 in the morning. But yeah, so this was all going on. And then, yeah, we had got a hotel. But anyways, fast forward. We finally landed in New York, and it was a relief to be in New York, you guys. As soon as we touched down and booked our Uber, we're on our way to the hotel. And you guys, we felt the humidity. Hey, y'all, I know it's been a minute, and y'all, I'm just so exhausted and tired. Like, it's been a long flight. So, quick little life update for y'all who don't know what's going on. I know YouTube, y'all been asking, like, how did I ghost y'all? What happened? What's going on? Okay, so let's start with when I was in the homeless shelter in Texas, okay? The first shelter I went to, they couldn't help with housing. So then they only gave me 30 days to stay. So when my 30 days was up, I was thinking of another shelter to go to. I didn't want to bounce from shelter to shelter, but in that predicament, I had to because I was just going to be staying there pretty much just to stay there, right? And that's not the goal, to just stay in a shelter with my son. I'm looking for housing. I'm looking for help to get to where we need to go so we can get on our feet. And, what's it called? So I told you about the supporter that reached out and told me about another shelter and, like a few hours away. And she came and got me, and, spiritually, God led me to her. But then again, I felt like the enemy came in and attacked. And at that point, I stopped being spiritual. And then that's when he really attacked, and it didn't work out as planned. So I went to the shelter that she did refer me to. I went to her house, and then I went to the shelter that she referred me to. That shelter, I didn't have no money or anything. I went just for them to tell me I haven't been a resident in their county for 2 years. So they only can help me with a minimum stay of 2 weeks on a hard mat floor in an open room. I wasn't even going to have my own room, my son. We did it the first night. And then we went to a hotel for the second night because I was like, it's no point, it was like literally, I could tell y'all, sleeping on that hard mat floor, I couldn't even sleep. That's how bad it was. My son was tossing and turning all night. I felt so bad. I wanted to cry. He screamed in the middle of the night. It was other families. It was a man in there, and I was just like, I can't do this another night, especially if I know that they're not even going to help me. Meanwhile, the next day, it was other people that was in there that was a part of a county resident of that area. And this was in San Antonio, Texas. And the next day, they're like, are you a county resident for Bexar or whatever? And I was just like, no, y'all, no. And they were like, okay, this person, people raised their hands who was part of their county, and they gave them the information, was helping them say, hey, this is the information to set up childcare. This is the info to set up this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, they was leaving me and my son on the mat floor and just said, come back at 9 o'clock at night. They was kicking us out at 6 in the morning, told us come back late at night to do what? And we didn't have no resources or anything to set up. I said I could do it on my own, but they had all the resources at the shelter, like the child care, the vaccines to get your kids started to go to child care so that you can work. But I had to do everything on the outside because they were only going to help me for 2 weeks, which was fine. But 2 weeks, let's be real, 2 weeks was not going to be enough time, you know, versus the other person who been in the county for so long, they was going to give them as much time as they needed. You feel me? No. So, anyways, a supporter bus was to go to a hotel. Went to a hotel. I had the choice right then and there to hop to another shelter in at Path in New York City, but I had to think on it because, like, before, I'd never been to New York. I said that a lot of my supporters are trying to send me that way, saying I would get help. But I was like, I need to pray and think about this first. I can't just up and go and then it don't work out like Texas did. Texas wasn't really planned. I was forced into the situation because of my aunt that kicked me out. And unfortunately, I had to look for whatever I could find so we won't be in the cold in Texas. So I was like, New York, let me sit out and think about it. Because I hit up a friend back home. I told her what I was going through. She saw me going viral. And she told me to come stay there. And I knew her for 10 plus years. We was comfortable. She helped us with everything that we needed. She didn't charge me no money. She was very, very helpful. Like, she was literally a second family to me. And I never told her my situation from jump because I wasn't the type of person to go to my friends with all my problems. But since she, like, offered and everything, I was like, okay, cool, let me go over there temporary to think. I asked if I could rent a room for her. That wasn't really an option available. She just wanted me to handle what I need to handle to get on my feet. So I said, okay. So I tried to look up resources back home. Again, that didn't work out. Shelters back home, overpopulated in LA. They didn't call back. Same scenario I was before I left, which is reason why I left. So I was like, okay, cool. So I was there for about 45 days, and God just led so many signs. People messaging me about New York. People telling me about Pat. When you pray to him and come to him and cast all your problems onto him, he would work through people to guide you. So I listened to my heart, and I cried like out of nowhere. I was seeing signs and things about don't depend on nobody else. Get on your feet, go ahead and go. And I was avoiding all this situation to go to New York because I was scared. But that's where the enemy wants me to feel scared and attacked. And I had to step out on faith, and God was telling me basically in order for him to bless me, I had to step out my comfort zone. So that's when I did it. And trust me, it was obstacles getting here, but I got here, and I just knew that was the enemy attack. So right now we're just currently in a hotel after we just went through our flight and everything, and we got to NYC. So right now we in a hotel. My son right here asleep. It was a long flight, y'all. It was about 7-8 hours. Missed a flight and so more. But like I said, I'm gonna say that for another day. I just want to let y'all know a little life update, what's going on. We safe. But right now I got a little hotel. Tomorrow we'll be checking into Path, and we're gonna see what goes from there. Thank y'all so much for watching us, supporting us. I love y'all so much, and just keep us in prayer. At this time that we're going through, God is going to bless us. We're going to be okay. We're going to be fine. I'm not going to lie. Since I came here, I have felt a relief since I got here. I feel like I'll be able to adjust out, you know, and even though it may be a little different, like, I just feel like it's something I can get used to. But I'm just thankful that we were able to step on faith and actually finally get help. And now I feel like once we get to placed at this New York City shelter, I know that it's going to be a relief, because based on the research that I did, I took that 40 days at my friend's house back in California and researched this. I researched it and I prayed here. So now I feel a little comfortable. You get what I'm saying? So God got us, and we're going to leave that at that, and I'm going to talk to y'all later. Bye, Shay fam.